Hey everybody, welcome back to Disturbing Kreationz. I'm Damien, your host, and I have kind of just got sick of having this roller, this alley sitting in our shop for so long. We haven't figured out anything that we're going to do with it, so I'm going to start chopping it up for parts. But this way I can teach you, the Audi viewers, how to take parts out so that you can swap, save money, and get those parts back in. So today we're going to be taking out this master cylinder, and we're going to be taking out this booster. Now this piece you can get from the outside, this piece you can get from the outside, but the booster is usually screwed in through the firewall. So let's go get some work done and get these parts out so we can make some money. So as you can see right here, these are the two main big lines that were 10, and they come through the firewall here, which this is just a bushing and will lift up, but I don't want to lift it up too much because it's still connected into the master cylinder here. Now these are also, 12s. These are also 12 on the other side. So since this is a perfectly shaped line, and I'm going to sell the system, I might as well sell this nice clean line with the system as well. So we're gonna go ahead and crack that here and crack this one. We're gonna take these two lines off and set them aside. And I'm gonna do that right now. And then we're gonna go ahead and see what else is connected to the master cylinder itself here. And we're gonna go inside the car and start screwing the brake booster from the firewall. All right, so now I just got both of those lines off the back. As you can see, one is kind of long and one is short. So what you want to do is you want to get a little pan and drain any fluid that's still left in here into that pan, and then put these aside. And I'm going to put them inside with the whole brake kit so we can sell that. But you want to make sure you reuse these. I mean, these nuts, you see these nuts on the end? Probably for these 4 nuts and to remake this line is probably going to cost you around 30 bucks. Or if you get a pre-made line like this, 2 of them from Audi, maybe like $50, $60. So make sure you're either reusing this stuff on other projects or taking very good care of it. All right, so we have to take this off in stages to get this piece off, which I didn't know, because most cars you can just unbolt from the inside under the firewall and you can pull the whole unit off. But this one is different. Audi does a lot of great things, but this job, no way. So first I found a 10 here that holds on the accessory tank for the hydraulic fluid for the brakes. Now you got to make sure that you drain this, so you're going to have to take off one of your brake lines, preferably down by the caliper, because it's the lower than this, and put a little bucket under there and it'll drain all the fluid. You are going to have to reset everything when you do this to redo this over. So let's get this one out. So on the other side, you got to pull these 2 pieces out. This from the side, you're pulling toward the passenger side. You don't want to lift up, because then you'll snap these 2 pieces. Now there's a little juice in here still, so you're going to have to watch where you set this. And then let's get a closer look in here to see what we're really talking about. So this is the one screw that came out. So while I was unscrewing it, you see it's only got a few threads here. It started moving the rubber piece, so I had to hold the rubber piece with the other side, and then I was unscrewing it and it just wouldn't go anywhere. But you see how long the stud is? So once you unscrew it a little bit, you just have to kind of pull it out and it'll come out. Now let's get that closer look to see what we're dealing with here. Okay, so right down here where the double bushing is here is where those 2 pieces went in. So again, when you get this bolt out on this side and pull that bolt out, make sure you're not lifting up. You don't want to be you don't want to be lifting up because it's hooked this way and you'll snap those two pieces of plastic off. Remember, that's only plastic. You have to pull to the side. Now we still have our hose here, but this bolt right here and this bolt right here, which are Torx, now you have to get those two out, and that'll take the master cylinder off. And this is how you change the master cylinder itself. The other piece is just the reservoir that holds the fluid. So if your reservoir is cracked and you took that off, you don't have to go any farther on this video. You're done. Just put the new reservoir on like we did and bolt it right in, fill it up and bleed your brakes, and you're good to go. But if you have to do the master cylinder, well, here we go. We're gonna take these two bolts out and pull the master cylinder out. So let me get some work done and get these two out for the cylinder, people, and let's keep on moving. Okay, so we have a little predicament here. So I got my T45 out, heavy duty, and it fits in here perfect, you know. I could just get the ratchet, but then when I put it down here, it doesn't fit. I can't get the ratchet on, and I don't have any small ones, but I'm gonna show you a trick. So the width of this, the hex, is an 8. So you put it in there and you stick your 8 on it, and then you can turn it. I bet no one ever thinks of this little trick to do, but it is an amazing trick. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and stick our bit in and make sure it's nice and secure, right? And we're already against the firewall right here, so it's kind of secure. It won't go anywhere. Look, like you see my finger bending from pushing it down, right? So then I'm going to take my 8 and stick it on there like I'm taking a bolt head off, because this is a perfect hex. So we're going to stick our 8 on there and then just push down. Okay, and there, it's cracked. So there it is. Because I was just, for the life of me, I couldn't figure out how I was going to get that out, you know? And there she is already. So if you ever get in a predicament where you need to use one of these but you can't get the ratchet head on, you can always use an 8mm or whatever yours is, depending on the size, and then go ahead and use a wrench like a cheater tool. Now we're going to go ahead and take this out. My goodness, I can't even get the bolt out. Okay, so can't get the bolt out here yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do this one. This one we could pull all the way out because we have all that room. Now once we pull this one out, this has a little plunger in here. It should pull up because there's nowhere else for it to go against the firewall. And then you'll be able to get this one out as well. Now just remember, for the people that are putting just the master cylinder in, you're going to have to pre-stage this, set it in the hole, so when you put this down in, this will actually go in as well. Then you can set everything up and lock this one in and then lock this. If you put this in and then lock this one in, you'll never get this one in. So you have to do it the same way you put it in, the same way you pull it out. So let me get some work done and see what we're doing. All right, so those two long bolts that we just took out for the master cylinder here also work for the brake boosts. So those bolts are pretty long and they go into the firewall, so you don't have to take them out. There's no nut on this side through the firewall. So if you have to undo this, you're gonna have to take these two bolts out and then pull this out, because there's a couple of O-rings in here and this will separate from this. But I'm not going to do that because I want it to sell everything together in a unit or reuse it, and I don't want to damage the O-rings by pulling it out because I'm not going to change this. Both these parts are good. Now the only thing left is the inside. So you don't have to take your brake pedal out like I did. That's completely different video, but you do have to, whether you're going to take the booster out or the brake pedal, you have to undo this connection with this ball hinge right here. Now that'll go right here, and you can also use this to adjust how far out you want the pedal to be. And then this is just a locking nut. So you undo the locking nut, which was a 19, and then I unscrewed this all the way out with a 16. Now you, like I said, you leave the pedal in if you're just changing this, but if you're changing the pedal, you still have to undo this from the booster, and then you have to undo this to get the booster out, or this. So that's about it. You got the booster out, you got the master cylinder out. You can change either part now or both together, or if you're scrapping the car like we are, just to sell some extra stuff to recoup some money, you can keep it all together. And we figured out how to change this out as well. If this gets a crack or something in it, you can change this out as well, because it's just this piece. So I just want to say thanks for coming to Disturbing Kreationz. I hope that we did a little extra for you, help you get all these components out of your brake system that you need so that you can do it yourself, build that confidence that you need, and also save that money. And if you want to do this as a part-time job, then just subscribe, watch all my videos, you know, as a hobby, and you can teach yourself how to be a mechanic. It's just like going to school, but you're doing it at home. So I hope everyone has a great day and saves that money. Give us a like and subscribe, notifications all, because we're putting out at least 2 long format videos a week just like this one. We're out.